I'm Roger, and if you have seen any of my previous videos, you probably noticed that I had a beard. That started all off with the No Shave November challenge, and I kind of let it just run on right through December. Normally I do not wear a beard because I have to wear respirators for different activities I do, anything from applying maybe some wood finishes to a lot of the things we do in the greenhouse. I'm one of those people that is very sensitive to chlorine. It means even your household chlorine bleach, if I'm exposed to very much of it, I'll start sneezing and my eyes will water, my nose will run, and it's a mess. So when I'm working with bleach in the greenhouses to sterilize benches and so on, to get ready for the next season, I wear a respirator. And that picture you saw for the title of this video, that is me, and it was several years ago in a coal-fired powerhouse, and was very common for me to be wearing a full-face respirator like that to protect me from sulfur dioxide gas, and, among other things, particulates, and it was a coal-fired powerhouse, so every once in a while you'd have blowback in one of the big boilers, and the whole place would fill with really nasty smoke, so it was good to have that. What I want to talk about here are the different types of respirators. You've probably seen in the videos that I don't wear one when I'm working on the table saw or on the router table. That's because it's very difficult to talk and be understood with a respirator on. When I'm doing intense sanding and stuff, yes, I do wear a dust mask. And the different types of respirators, you can start out with something just as basic as these little throwaway things you buy. It's good for dust. Nothing with organic vapors, or if you're using acetone or toluene or benzene or any of those things, these won't do you any good. Next step up, 3M makes this one for household dust. If you're working with fiberglass insulation, these are great. One thing you can't have with any of these is facial hair. Mustaches are okay because it's underneath the respirator part. But to have a full beard, or even if you haven't shaved for several days, that will allow leakage through there. Next step up would be what they call a half-face respirator. This is what I use if I'm spray painting, lacquer or something like that. And we're going to talk about these different color cartridges here in a minute, because that's also very important. This, again, you can have a mustache with this, but if you have facial hair down here, it's going to leak. Next step up, and this is what I wear when I work in the greenhouses. This is a full face respirator, and it's good if you're around anything that can get in your eyes. Oxalic acid vapors, any type of acid vapor or particles that get into the air and get into your eyes. But something you need to know about these, yeah, you can go on Amazon, you can buy one. Okay, they come in small, medium, large, extra large. You need to have it fitted to you. For this, you should go to some place that sells safety equipment for industrial and commercial establishments. Tell them what you're looking for. This is manufactured by MSA. 3M also makes them. This needs to be fitted to your face. Maybe you got a face like Charlie Brown and it's round, or maybe you're falling into the Laurel or Hardy category, and if you don't know who Laurel and Hardy is, you're too young. Ask your parents or grandparents, they'll tell you. Or get on YouTube and find an old Laurel and Hardy video. You'll get the idea there. But these seem to be fitted to your face shape, and once they have fitted to your face, they'll actually do a test. They'll put this on you, and they'll spray a spray around. I swear it's fart spray, because it really stinks if you smell it. And you should not be able to smell this when you have this on. If you do smell that spray or that smoke they use, then they need to make adjustments or get you a different model. It's very important that these fit correctly. And going back even further in my history as working as an electrician for many years, I also worked in nuclear powerhouses and power plants, and where you would wear full rubber suits and you'd wear a full face respirator. One of the things you had to do was have a medical exam before they put one of these on you to let you into one of these dangerous areas. The reason is, that, okay, if you've got one of these on and you're working around the shop at home and all of a sudden you can't breathe, you can step out the door and yank this thing off and breathe fine. If you're in an area that's full of toxic gas or fumes, you can't just pull this off because you can't breathe. So it's very important that you have the pulmonary tests to make sure that you can handle wearing one of these, because it does tax your system. And if you're doing a lot of physical activity and you're breathing hard, aside from a cartridge getting plugged up, that'd be bad too. But you cannot breathe as easily or as quickly under load wearing one of these as you can just out in the normal atmosphere. So it's important, and I'll stress again, to if you're going to be somewhere where the vapors would harm you if you pulled this off, have the medical exam. The pulmonary test is not hard. You basically just blow into a tube, and you blow into a tube, you can't blow anymore, and you do this 3 times, and then the little piece of test equipment will analyze it for you. These here have this particular model has a tear-off faceplate where you pull this tab and you can tear this faceplate off, and that protects the main part. And you can buy these cover lenses. They're not expensive. This is a pack of, I think there's 25 in here, and they weren't expensive, and it's a good way to protect this. Let's say you're spraying lacquer or urethane epoxy, which is, I wear this when I'm spraying urethane epoxy, and that overspray gets on the lens, you're not going to clean it off. So therefore the tearaway protective lenses are a good thing to have. Another thing that's good to have are these respirator storage bags. These aren't expensive either. You can buy a package of 10 of these. This is made by Allegro Industries. Wherever you could buy one of these, you can buy one of these. Or get a pack of 10. They're not expensive. They got a little zipper on them. When you're done, you clean this up. Which is also important, is to, when you are done, use alcohol wipes and clean everything off inside. Don't put it away dirty. Put it away clean so it'll be ready for the next time you use it. Next up on these types, or even on these types, are the cartridges. You'll notice on this one here, actually on both of these, it's a magenta, white stripe, and green. And I'll put this chart here in the video. There's a chart, this one happens to be from MSA. 3M also has a chart that's similar. You can look on here for what you're protected against with that cartridge. Obviously they're all kind of good for dust, but if you're around vapors, gases, that type of thing, or you're using, once again, the urethane epoxy finish, acetone, methyl, whatever it is, toluene, benzene, there's a lot of these organic vapors that you need to be protected against. Perhaps you're working somewhere with a sulfur dioxide, or in my case, it's a combination of oxalic acid vapor and chlorine. So I have cartridges. I actually have the top of the line cartridge with a magenta, white, and green. So I'm protected against organic vapors, chlorine, sulfur dioxide, chlorine dioxide, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, methylamine or something like that. I'm not around that. Formaldehyde, and not mercury vapor though, and then hydrogen fluoride. And I need to mention too that you don't need to be around hydrogen fluoride. It doesn't take very much HF to kill you. So you want to stay clear away from that and avoid that at all costs. Okay, that's just a little outline on respirators. Thought I'd bring this up. I had to wear a lot of different types of PPE over the year, including hard hats and face shields. And there's one little picture here where I'm not only wearing a full face shield, but I'm wearing, you can't really see the respirator, but I'm wearing a respirator similar to this underneath it, because I'm working with also with a full Tyvek suit on and rubber gloves, because I'm working with some acid-coated cabling. There was a major leak in this particular plant, and the cabling and connections got sprayed with acid, so I had to protect myself from airborne acid particles, the fumes, anything that may go airborne that could possibly get in my eyes, etc. So anyway, that's a little bit of a rundown on Shop Respirators. I hope you got something out of this. If you liked it, please give it the thumbs up. Of course, we're always looking for subscribers, so please subscribe, and I'll probably keep it looking like this probably until next November. I'm also leaving on a trip shortly. I'll be doing a lot of snorkeling, and obviously facial hair and a snorkel doesn't go together. I've got a full face tri-board mask, and it needs to seal right around here, and whiskers won't let it do that, and I don't need a mask full of seawater. So anyway, we'll see you on the next video, and thanks for watching.